Hello, hello, hello. What's going on, everybody? I hope you're doing well. Welcome, everybody, in. This is another episode of Shackled City. Episode 140, I think, 4. Right? Does that feel right?
Possibly.
We'd have to go ahead and lean on Christy for the right answer.
I feel like it's been episode 144 for 10 sessions now.
It's because we haven't played 9 of 10.
That's mostly inaccurate, but also still mostly true at the same time.
It is 144, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, per our Shackled Weave, it's 144.
Let's fix that. Dude, Christmas is so close.
I also just checked the VODs.
Okay. Information has been upped.
God, Christy is so on top of things like this.
Yeah, she's pretty good about it. How you guys been, man?
I've been good. I've missed sessions so much, I've even missed chat.
Wow. I mean,
yeah.
Stream's still been going. You could just pop in anytime.
Oh, no, I pop in occasionally, but it's like, oh, I want to play. I want to talk with chat. I want my fans.
Everything's been alright.
Yes. My ego is large enough. I seem to think somebody in chat likes seeing me play.
Lord, not like this.
Someone out there somewhere, there's at least one fan who's just, we love you, Jacob.
Fans?
Yes, fans.
Oh, that's fucking good. I'm your fan, Snooper. Oh, Lord. Things to delete. Karami's mod sword. We can't give sniper fans. We can't do that. That's bad for all of our health.
They don't even talk. All they do is wave.
They do, though. They do. They would talk, but they've been gagged and stuffed in the back of Sniper's van.
Well, how else am I going to feed the puppies?
Oh. Man. Just kibble, man. Stop feeding them people.
But isn't that what kibble's made out of? It's like Soylent Green.
I don't think kibble and... You know what? I don't know.
The kibble is people, bub.
This
is the time to wake up.
I don't have kibble, and I don't have Soylent Green, so... I also don't have puppies, so then...
Div collar? What about Betty?
Betty is not a puppy. She hasn't been a puppy in like 130 years. Dog is so old. Oh my goodness.
She still sleeps with guys like me, so I mean, she's got that going for her.
You know what? Does she have that going for her, or do you have a thing for
I don't want to
the
talk
elderly?
I really don't want to talk about it.
Oh, goodness gracious. Guys, yeah, this is episode 144. That means that we've sat down for 144 sessions, including today, to roleplay, or sometimes lack thereof. Sometimes it's just nerd circling an enemy until it passes out. Yeah.
I mean, it works.
Occasionally it works. We've seen ups and downs, and today should be pretty interesting, I think. We've not played in most of a month, courtesy of a holiday and then various other things. I kind of wanted to get everybody back together as much as we possibly could. Will should be joining us soon. I'll have to readjust every camera at that point. So let's go ahead and start with our recap, guys. Do we remember what happened last time?
No.
Okay.
I'm just going to straight up be like...
I mean, I remember if you guys want me to. I also remember my part of the story. I don't remember.
I was going to say we went down into an arena and we fought a disease dragon.
Nope.
And we saw this cool guy. He was a seer.
Wow, it's like episode 74 and then episode 119. Okay.
So when we last met, we were still in the bathhouse.
Yeah.
For the most part, trying to rest up after more or less long day of having seen Ambarda fly out of the crater lake with the new attachment. not Sniper, Jared and Will also had a bit of an altercation with each other because of the growing threat of evil spreading throughout the city. And they were the ones to discover the flying Embarda coming out of the lake.
Yeah, let's take just a quick second there before we continue on. I think it's interesting how you guys are like, listen, we're the biggest badasses in town, and we found an evil greater than us, so now it's your problem, guard captain. Nobody seemed to have any qualms with that either.
Nope.
Hey, I wasn't there.
He was also informed of the vampire threat below the city and given advice to start teaching the people how to fight back, because if they're not going to defend themselves, then they're essentially going to die. Going back to the bathhouse and getting ready to settle in for the night, we ended up getting attacked by assassins. We were able to kill one of them, and the other 3 got away, if I remember correctly.
Did you kill one?
I believe so.
No, we cornered him and managed to talk him down to pass along information.
Yeah, you guys didn't get to actually kill one.
Oh no, there was 3 of them.
At which point we let him
that's right.
fake his death.
Yes,
That's right. And this guy's name was, and I have it right here. Give me just a second.
It's in the notes. I put him there.
Tolrak.
Yes, Tolrak Garhurk.
Yes,
Tolrak.
he was the one that gave us his sword as a token to show that yes, like we did kill him. He told us that. Let me scroll back down this way. The priest Ike Iverson was the one that hired him to kill us. Beyond that, he didn't really give us too much information, but that's essentially our starting point to find out why he wants to kill us. From there, we essentially just kind of pointed out that we have to kind of take a step back and start essentially getting the broom and cleaning up the mess, and I guess got to start going back onto information gathering, not so much hack and slash our way through our problems, because it's not really getting us anywhere at this point.
Yeah, you guys have started to realize that, unfortunately, murder hoboing, while it is efficient in removing the threat immediately, it doesn't really give you any answers. So you've sort of had to kind of learn to adapt, which is good. I mean, it's only taken like 140 sessions, but better late than never, right? So,
No, I mean, to be fair, we've been perfectly fine with not murder hoboing. It's just they hit first, and we hit back harder.
For several rounds, that constitutes murder hoboing.
No. Several rounds? No. 144 games, yes.
Yeah, not at all.
We're not hobos anymore. We have a house.
It's true.
But yeah,
Now we're just
that's-
murderers.
That's where we left off.
We're murdering citizens.
Yeah, well, that's basically where we left off. I know that
Well-
there's still a couple of things that probably should be brought to light.
Yeah,
Sniper's
and
got
let's be
something to
honest,
say.
only one of us is the murderer right now.
Oh?
Yeah, Jacob, after he killed the god and brought down the entire realm of Celestia.
Wow.
Well, there's that. There's, the sun. Yeah, I mean, I think I've accidentally murdered 3-4 people so far.
Accidentally. Explain accidentally to me, please.
Accidentally, kind of, sort of, unintentionally. It's manslaughter at this point.
Collateral damage, if you will.
Accidentally. I believe it was intentional at all points.
No, I certainly didn't intend to bring down Celestia. It just kind of happened because I was around.
Ah, victim of circumstance. That's my favorite.
No. Victim of racial bias. That's what it is.
Oh, man.
This game be racist.
Well, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Poor Jacob. Yeah, right. Okay, all right.
But yeah, we left off on essentially kind of cleaning off the floor of the bathhouse, the first initial part of it. So that way we have somewhere to sleep that's not the tankard anymore, to give Griffin his peace of mind from us.
Actually, Griffin flat told us not to come back.
Well, why would he say that?
I was about to say, did he? I don't remember him saying that.
Well, let's see. Jacob accidentally killed his son. Klaus has brought the authorities numerous times.
But he has never strictly told us to never come back.
No, he flat said that we're not, he's willing to go ahead and help us out, but we're no longer welcome to stay there. We're throwing off patrons and everything. That was like 4 sessions ago.
I just don't remember him saying that. Maybe I'm
sure,
the crazy one.
Pretty sure that's correct. He was starting to refuse your business.
Okay.
Based on a series of events, but yeah, I mean, it stopped becoming business and it started becoming family. Sure, he brought his wife back, but his son did die, which that's a legacy. You know what I mean?
That and the new horror story about the Red Woman.
Yeah, the Scarlet Harlot.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. You've created
I was trying to be a little more PC about it, but yeah, that works.
You've created a new boogeyman. Yeah.
No, Klaus created a new boogeyman.
Yeah.
All Klaus.
Yeah, that's where we're at right now.
So, man, darkness falls on this town, on everything that we know as this centralized hub. You guys are in the eye of the storm. Some would argue that you are the eye of the storm. That wherever you go, a torrent of pretty much awful just cycles around you. Some of you more than others. Some of you have many things to explain to each other. You said, "I'll tell you in the morning," and morning never quite came. Some of you are dealing with your own threat of survival. Some of you are just the most basic of humans, still just not quite sure what they've got themselves wrapped up in. Our young callow knight-errant.
We only have one basic bitch in the party.
Who managed to take, 300 points of damage last game.
True.
Basic
Pain
or not,
hurts.
he should just be a walking callus and scar tissue at this point. Oh, man.
We still left the session with me grasping on to the very throes of my own life.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So, friends, the floor is yours.
Once again, going back to my dwellings of the tunnel to make sure we're not being attacked by vampires again.
Oh, yeah. You feel confident that you've warded off the threat. If you guys remember, there was supposed to have been a sun rod that was dropped off down there. It does emit sunlight.
What I
I'm pretty sure that's right. You know what? I'm going to double check that before I make a fool of myself. May
I think
just
it's
be
just a
basic
flare.
firelight.
Yeah, I think it's just a straight up flare.
Oh my god, oh my god. Please don't show me
It sheds normal light in a 30-foot radius.
that. Either way, that would still cast shadows. You would still be able to see something.
Yeah. All right. I mean, just having that down there then, and like I said, kind of just doing like a back and forth quick check to make sure I'm not hearing anything unusual. Ripple through the water.
Sure,
Already
yeah,
done that, and then now maintaining the outer perimeter, so it's kind of going down, doing like 5-10 minutes of just listening and quick checking, coming back up, and then walking the outside majority of the time to make sure we're not being attacked again.
Okay. Yeah, sure. That's totally fine. Thelsa, we had some things happen last session. From my recollection, were you not here?
I was not here.
You were not here. Okay. In the last game, you unfortunately had to get cardboarded. So, luckily enough, you were able to avoid most of the onslaught. Most. There was some gouts of flame that erupted, which managed to singe at some of the finer parts of your finery. Your robe is probably pretty much doomed. But that's not really going to stop you. You're still alive. Now,
Okay, good.
you guys gained some information. You were attacked. There was an assassination attempt by 3 people. One of them was particularly named and well known by Jakob, if I recall. Is that correct?
That would be correct.
Jakob knew of this individual by the name of Talruk. Tolrak was quite a proficient assassin in the town. He was a sword for hire, a half-orc with a penchant for bloodletting. And, man, he was efficient in a lot of ways. He had to focus as much as he possibly can on Cort, because while Cort was up, he kept putting out disgusting amounts of damage. Ulhime just wouldn't go down for the world, so he had to basically change focus. We saw Jakob sneak off briefly, but then come back and unleash a torrent of lightning, which...
That was absolutely pointless.
It was completely useless. It had no effect whatsoever on the target. And it seemed like most every spell there and after had a similar effect against this figure. You could tell that they were pretty much decked to the teeth in preparation for your group. So someone very powerful helped them out. And on his way out, he agreed that he would flee if you guys came up off of some gold. And he imparted some information on his leave. One, he gave you his sword. He said, this is what will guarantee that I am dead. If I were alive, I would not part with my blade. But he is a smart man. He parted with his blade in an attempt to flee the town, so he could live on to fight another day. So he's fled the town to this point, and he passed the information that he was hired by whom again?
The
Ike
priest.
Turner. No.
Not Ike Turner.
Ike Iverson.
Ike Iverson, that's right. Ike Iverson. And who is Ike again?
He is the leader of the. He's a
Anti-church.
priest at the temple of Ouijas. But
Yeah,
I know this man.
You know this man. Yes.
He kicked him in the face. Or wasn't it your side, right?
Now,
I kicked that fool in the face.
Can I actually get a knowledge religion, please?
From all of us or me?
Actually, if you have knowledge religion or knowledge local, that would help you here as well.
18.
Anybody have knowledge local at all?
Give me just a second. Let me go ahead and double check. I know I got like a shit ton of knowledges, but I don't think I got knowledge local. Nah, I would have to do just a flat knowledge check.
Do you have religion?
No. Arcana, Dungeoneering, Planes.
Okay.
No religion.
All right.
I am not a religious man.
Sure. Then I'm going to say that this is going to come down to the knowledge of Ronald's character here, Ulhime. Ulhime, you are a religious man. You have been since the beginning. Now, your choice in deity is not not the typical, right? Like it's not Paylor. It's not following St. Cuthbert's. It's not. You chose Helm. However, you have knowledge of other deities that exist in the area. On top of that, getting to know the churches, or at least the leaders of each church, is important knowledge to you. And Ike is acting as lead of the Church of Ouijas, but Ike was never on your list of church leaders. There's actually a very different individual that you were told of. A person by the name of Embril Alustinai. I'll go ahead and type that in chat so anybody can see this name. Embril Alustanai. There it is. And if you could please throw me a flat wisdom. So d20 plus your whiz mod. Tell me what you got.
5.
Yikes, 5. Okay, you're actually not going to recall much about this figure, but you know that Ike is not the leader of the church. Ike has never been the leader of the church. Why he is acting now, you're not entirely sure. But then again, you're not entirely familiar with the operations inside of the Temple of Ouijas. Excuse me. It is up to you entirely if you wanted to utilize that information or not.
Is anyone up at this point, or are we transitioning into a new day? What would we do?
I mean, this is pretty much following the events. If you recall, we had to stop right after the combat because the combat took quite a long time. It took several hours.
All right. Well, if we're doing that, just on a side note, I'll just say I've burned every one of my other spells to not only heal myself but everyone else back to full.
Okay, so then
So
everybody
it's-
go ahead and heal up as much as you may need to, because he's going to take an hour to pretty much reinvest in his spells and get all of those back.
Yeah. After that prayer session, though, and kind of like the first few run-throughs of walking the perimeter and stuff, who would be up right now out of you guys?
I'm assuming that most of them would be.
Cort is definitely not up.
All right.
Unless
Aside from-
we're talking after my bleeding.
Well, aside from maybe taking a nap and, having a sandwich, letting you band-aid him and recover his, relearn some spells, yeah. If we're talking a significant portion of time, Jake could be up.
All right.
Yep.
So
I would also be up, but she'd go and get a change of clothes, so I don't know if she'd be there at the moment because she's not.
yeah, I mean, if
much.
if you guys are like there, like the moment you come back and kind of get yourself situated, Ulhime will kind of start divulging the information. When that happens, he'll come back out from the little tunnel, and he'll kind of just look up and go, Ike Iverson doesn't add up. If I remember correctly, that's not the leader of the Temple of Ouijas. That would have to be Ember Alustanai. That was one of the names I remember. So if this could be a second in command, possibly maybe an initiate. How about with any of you? Does the name ring any bells? Emberl Alustanai?
Yeah. Jacob's just going to kind of wing up a brow and lift his spell book. This is my God. When it comes to matters of religion, I tend to rely on you.
I've been straying away from churches as much as possible, so I wouldn't really know.
So we just had 10 subs roll in, courtesy of Combat Zerg. Welcome in Mzungu, Nim Pseudo, Dimu's Angel, Nick Venom, Leah. Okay, all right. Zero Crypt, Tenacious Tinkerer, Ninja Kitty, Heraclitus, and Arrow 914. Guys, you're officially Bub subscribers. Welcome into the Bub Club. That unlocks 2 luck rerolls. So,
And
Yeah.
God knows if Ulhime's dice are any indicator, we're going to need that shit.
big thanks out to him there. That unlocks your first 2 luck rerolls of the day. Remember, guys, there is now a max of 5 luck rerolls.
Ulhime will, still looking at the ground, looks up to Cort. What about you, young Burstock? Name ring any bells?
Cort at this. You said it's an hour after this, right?
Roughly hour and a half.
After taking the 300 points of damage, even after you healed him, he's more than likely going to be clocked out on the floor. Like, straight up, like, just snoring and out. More
Alright.
than anything.
I guess then that'll be shot over to Thelsa.
Thelsa seems to be erratically looking around, trying to find new means of
Clothing.
concealing herself. She seems to be fairly upset about the immediate reveal of her person. Now, you did get to see this not that many hours ago, and you weren't up in arms about it, but you're kind of getting a better look at what she looks like. And while you've taken on a bit more of an angelic demeanor, hers is a bit different. She's got strange bone plating that looks familiar to denizens of the Abyss. Her eyes have taken on a darkness. She has strange flits of, like, almost amber-colored horn draping over her crown. Alien?
She looking
much?
good.
But I mean,
Potentially.
I wouldn't. As far as I know, she could have did the same thing like Jakob and did some form of concealment. She's a caster after all, so I mean, realistically, that's how he would see it, you know.
Well, then why wouldn't
And-
she be holding it up now?
And that's what I was gonna say. I mean,
Go for
given everything that's happened,
The floor is yours.
I'm
Have
not
at
sure.
thee.
Okay. I guess continuing on with that, seeing as she's kind of frantically looking around for something. Miss Thelsa, is everything okay?
I'm not very happy about the recent situations. I'm looking for something to cover myself up with, but, well, looks like everything's basically stone in this place.
Recent situations, the visage you have now, it's new?
Yes. It's of recent acquiring.
What do you mean you acquired it?
I mean, something unfortunate happened and it made me look like this, and, well, unfortunate is a word that I don't know if I would use.
Are you like exposing your arms? Are you like pointing to yourself? Are you trying to cover up? How does this look?
I'd still kind of trying to be covering myself up because, you know.
Well, keep in mind, Thelsa still does have Jacob's cape. So it's not like she doesn't have something.
Is it a magical
too high.
cape?
No, this was just
Okay.
part of his attire.
That's what was burned.
What was burned?
I imagine that you weren't paying attention at that point, because unless I'm directly talking to you, you kind of zone out, which is good and bad in a lot of ways. But yeah,
Well, no, because he gave it to her after after we left the building. The next session, he
He's
wasn't
talking
around.
about after we were assassinated. He got his clothes burnt because of the cardboard's being singed.
yes,
Oh, okay.
yes.
I don't understand. Are you cursed? If possible, I might be able to try and heal you. I have ways to grant atonement for things like this.
Kind of on the subtle side, Jacob's going to glance over to Thelsa and, lift a brow, kind of wordlessly asking if he wants to get, if she wants him to get involved in this.
No, I can handle it. It's not a curse. It's kind of a gift. It had some side effects I wasn't anticipating.
Give me a sense
If it-
motive.
Oh. 34?
You don't really have a reason to disbelieve what she said, but the way that she kind of hangs on the word gift, it seems odd. Not really sure how demonic features are a gift to any. Now, if she was to get, like, angel wings and a kick-ass, like, blaster weapon, that would be a gift. But in this case, charismatically, she's taken a bit of a dip.
Hmm.
I don't know. Jacob seems to think that she's just improved quite significantly.
Hey, cameras are gonna change, guys. We got a Klaus.
No
We got a
problem.
Klaus?
Kind of, I guess, picking up on that cue of how she says gift. He'll approach her slowly and kind of just get a better look at the form that she's taken on.
Okay.
I am going to cover myself further, but not back away, because I figure he's trying to look at the new things and not, everything.
Yeah. He'll kind of put his hand out to her, just to, I guess, take her hand. That's essentially what he's doing.
Okay.
I present my newly clawed hand and try and cover myself up with one arm instead.
When he does that, he's gonna cast something. I'm just kidding. He kind of applies a slight pressure to her hand just to see if anything hurts when he does that. To see if there's something like a sensitive spot on it, like the edges of the talons, things like that. Just to see if it's hurting her. Is there any discomfort?
No, it's pretty normal.
Look, I'm not one to judge someone based off their appearance, but if there's anything I've learned, most gifts that present demonic form are not true gifts. There's always a catch to them. If at any point you feel like you need help, please let me know.
If it comes to that, then I will certainly come to you. But I don't feel bad. I don't feel like there's something looming over yet.
Understood.
Now, I've taken some liberties myself to sort of describe some of the changes to your person, but I kind of wanted to give a little leeway to you as well. Based on some of the features that you may have adapted, any number of things could have happened to your person. Is there anything that you felt was important to dictate as well? Did anything happen? Like, do you have plated spines down your back? Do you have a tail? Make some changes.
He looks exactly like Barney the dinosaur, except he's orange.
I don't want a tail again, because that sucked when I had a tail the last time.
I don't know what you're talking about. That didn't go bad.
I really dislike having a tail.
Thelsa is now a Stegosaurus.
God, my charisma only dropped by, what, 2? I'm pretty sure it dropped by 4. It was pretty shitty. Anyways,
And helps if I'm not muted when I'm talking shit. Okay.
nothing specific that I could think of would come up aside from, the amber-colored horns and the glints of light in her plated bones under her clothing. To try and cover it up as best as possible because it's kind of not attractive.
Cool.
Okay.
Cool.
All right, so based off of those descriptions, take what you know of Thelsa and make those modifications.
No problem at all.
Would also like to
he
cue in
speaks
that we have
to me,
Klaus. Klaus, you are here as well. They are just catching up at this point based off of some of the events that transpired just before this. So they talked about the assassination. He went to see if anything had happened around the stairs of the vampires. The army of the undead goblin force were to rise from the depths below. And now he's sort of kind of getting a feel for Kerrigan, if you will, or in this case, our Thelsa. Malice.
Got it.
Yeah. He'll let go of her hand and he'll turn to Klaus, asking the same question he's been asking. Klaus, does the name Embril Alustani mean anything to you?
Bless you.
Klaus, do you have a knowledge local or a knowledge religion?
I'm sure I've got one of the two. As a matter of fact, I don't.
Wow. All right. Perfect.
Let's see if we can extrapolate this. I've got knowledge planes. We do live in a plane. Technically, that is
knowledge
that is
of
kind
this
local.
plane.
This
Yeah.
fucking clown.
So
All right.
just before we go into this, they specifically say on the rulings that it doesn't apply to the material plane. But
Damn it.
nice.
I mean, I guess
What
technically
about the
you can.
aeroplane?
You can.
Oh, I'm sorry, it doesn't apply to a plane you're native to. There you go.
He's not native to this plane.
That's accurate.
Then it might work. I don't know.
Fucking if you say so, I guess. I don't know.
Roll it.
Shit.
You can make just a flat attempt
Yeah.
to potentially recall the name Embril, but it's gonna be challenging. So go ahead and just give me a D20 plus your Wiz mod. For what it's worth, you still have 2 luck rerolls.
Yeah, we had 10 setup
20's good. That's really good. You not being super familiar with some of the religious duties of the town, you have definitely heard the name Embril Alustani in regards to leading one of the churches in town. And based off of what Ulhime's informed you of, it's probably the Temple of Ouijas. But the name that you were given that's led this assassination attempt was Ike Iverson.
Mhm.
And he's trying to put 2 and 2 together here, but things just aren't quite adding up.
Anything?
I seem to recall hearing the name in passing, perhaps connected to the Temple of Ouijas, but frankly, I can't say that I'm terribly familiar with the man.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna do this for you.
Very, very well. I could try checking the other churches
That's the weirdest format.
tomorrow morning. I could try checking the other churches tomorrow morning. I can start there and see what we can find. Both names are... Well, the name of the leader of the temple, Embril, is known, but this Ike Iverson isn't. I can probably try asking around, seeing if something had come up, possibly during the riots. Maybe he had been injured or he had been felled. But something doesn't add up, and I don't think Tall Rock was lying to us.
I don't see any reason he would have for lying to us. Not
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 at that
now.
point. Yeah.
So you have a couple of things that you can do in the morning. You know right away that there are at least 2 leaders of churches that you can approach. If you can find Jenya, based on her injuries, if she's capable and comfortable, she might be able to give you some information. But you already have experience with Asfelkir, which is the leader of the Temple of Cort.
Yeah.
Yep, the Temple of Mighty Strength. And then there is another church that you guys have not really visited much, and it's the Temple of Palor.
This is true.
well, fuck with them.
Will, I need you to
Fuck
give
with
me
you.
a will save, please, Mr.
Mr. Will.
Mr. Will. Yeah, Mr. Klaus. That's really good. Damn. You kind of get this brief burning back over some of these markings on your body, some of these scars that have just appeared from wielding the staff. Maybe it's because of the staff. Maybe it's because of the events that have happened recently around Nidrama's sister. Just to catch people up, who was Nidrama's sister?
Pharasma.
No. You know this. Particularly you,
Giving them a
Ulhime.
chance.
said sister, right?
Yes. There's another angel. Oh, excuse me. Nidrama's brother.
I was gonna say.
Alakaz.
Alakast. Sorry, I had that backwards.
See?
Yeah.
Getting all my information.
Pharasma. I like you. You said Pharasma.
There was a lot of confidence in that one.
Yeah, there was.
But it wasn't wrong because his information wasn't right. So it's still right. Even
Yeah.
when
Yeah, fuck me, man. I don't know anything.
Two wrongs do make a right.
That's right. Two wrongs make a right? I don't know if I could handle another one.
Me neither.
Okay. Yeah, so Nidrama is kind of MIA at this point. And Ulhime's best guess is that what exactly happened to Nidrama?
she gave up her remaining divine essence as a favor for failing to protect me. Her words, not mine. So I essentially gained her immortality as a deva.
Yeah, you're not really sure yet. I can hear the understanding in your words.
There's a lot of question marks in there.
I'm part angel now. I don't know.
Yeah, or demon.
She
now.
took one for the team.
I
Yeah.
can hold my breath really long.
So, Jesus. So to just catch everyone up here, if you
All
guys
that time in the hot tub makes so
are
much sense now.
just tuning in, Jakob is a tiefling whose father is a demonic war general for the Prince of Madness.
Or a lawyer if he lived in California.
Truth. Thelsa is a pseudo-demon trickster sorceress who has recently taken over the soul of the second-in-command Dragakek in the demonic army.
Can't be
Klaus...
talking about vegans like that.
I'm sorry, that's my bad. Klaus is a soul spark body thief. It's literally one of the first elements leapt from the cauldron of sorts, and has just been hopping body to body for as long as he can remember, and is now
Which is not very long.
Yeah,
to
the
be
metaphysical cauldron, not cauldron.
yes, correct, and he is now inhabiting the body of one of the most prolific spellcasters in the world, as
Morgan
far as they
Freeman.
know. Definitely Morgan Freeman. Yeah, that's it. And then Ulhime is now likening himself to a god. He has decided to nut up and call himself Helm.
After
which is
you
a
said
deity.
that, all I can picture now is this entire campaign has just been a really long fanfic of Bruce Almighty.
Sort of. And then there's Cort, who is just a little lost boy. Little lost human boy.
Has
a
no
lost
business
boy
being
from-
here.
Wonder
That's
what
nice.
today's gonna hold for me. Oh, just
Death.
you watch.
Just these guys.
Little
And somehow
lost
or another,
sword
you
boy.
know, the authorities aren't keeping a minor outside of our direct sphere of influence.
The best
what-
example
what
to
are
describe
these
Cort would be like if Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz got dropped into the movie Legion at the climax of the movie.
Yeah.
He's kind of not wrong.
No, that's,
No, he's not.
there's
It's a pretty apt description.
there are some parallels there that I'm pretty uncomfortable with because it sort of nailed it.
I would love to see that movie. It's like in the middle, like right in the middle of the.
Just
final
suddenly,
scene.
just
Just swap all the characters with fucking Dorothy and Toto.
I think it should be Alice in Wonderland falls into Legion instead. It's like she falls into the rabbit hole but lands in the.
It's just
not
like
anywhere she
Dorothy.
wants.
Dorothy like opens the door and it's like all quiet, and out of nowhere you see like the middle wings just like slice through the front of the door, and she like falls back. She's like, "What the fuck?" And
She just looks
fighting
down.
Everyone.
Toto's like, we're not in Kansas anymore.
Then
That-
Toto's head
The
whips around.
that's the
pulls up
fucking
and-
trailer right there.
He just not even that. That was the guy who plays Vision. I don't know his name. He just looks at her. He's like, "No, you're wrong. We are in Kansas."
that's-
And then just like a fucking demon just shoots out, just knocks him through the house, and she's like, "Oh my god!"
Until you just said that, I had completely forgotten that's who was in that movie. I didn't register the connection in my head.
Wait, what's his name? It's
Paul Bettany.
Paul Bettany. That's right.
Yeah. That's essentially what would happen. Like
Yeah,
that's Cort.
God love.
Yeah,
Paul
I
Bettany.
think of him and I immediately just think of his introduction in A Knight's Tale. That's it.
I will fong you. It's my favorite line.
I was naked for a day. You will be naked for all eternity.
I love it. I love it. I think we would all watch that movie. That would be the next movie night. I'm sure we could make that happen. But for now, that's the crew. It's a slew of demons, couple of half angels, one elemental, and a little
And a human.
And a
human
local boy.
a local farm boy.
Little drone boy.
What happens when a local's thrown
be-
into the pits of a holy war? Find out. This
To be
week
fair,
on
this
Cult.
local farmer NPC took about 300 to 400 damage last session, and also clocked out motherfuckers left and right.
Whoa.
He's not.
He's just a broken little farm boy.
Yeah.
He's not quite normal.
To be fair, you wouldn't have taken 300 damage had they not taken pity on you and healed
Yes.
about 130 of that.
Yes, that is correct. I can only take 160 or so naturally.
You burned 3 of my good spells.
And you burned all of Christie's support.
Yeah. But yeah.
Probably
So-
some people's patience.
I was cardboard.
Luckily, I didn't die though, so no one had to pop my orb.
True.
Ugh, don't put it that way.
Yeah. That got me.
Going back on the info, so no one really knows the name
Yeah.
for sure. Correct?
Nobody's
Okay.
super familiar with Emerald. It's been in passing, so if
But
you guys have
it's-
heard of it without directly being in contact, this person has influence in the town.
Okay.
You don't know to what
Um,
degree, but they have influence.
I mean, with that, seeing as no one really has any information on that, I'll kind of leave the subject for take care of tomorrow kind of thing. Outside of that, it's going to be checking up on Dugobros and Malgrim, making sure they're doing okay.
Sure. I think we had briefly touched upon that last night, or the last time that we'd played.
Yeah, he had finished the tuning fork, and then he was
Yeah.
finishing up the armor.
Yeah, he said it was going to take him a little bit still to really kind of fashion something that's not just going to fold.
Yeah. Yeah, we already worked out the item that he was making and everything.
Good.
With that, seeing as
The fact that
Malgrim
this is
is
Pixar
not,
Planet makes me so happy. I don't even know what it is.
seeing as he's not, I guess like in pain or anything right now, just make sure he has some
feel
water
that.
near him
Okay.
and some basic food like bread and stuff if he wakes up, and I guess kind of just make sure he's warm. Kind of leave it at that. And then I guess I'll time lapse to morning and wait until everyone else is done doing their thing.
Sure. You've got nothing but time, since you really don't desire sleep anymore.
Yep.
It's not really been explained a whole lot. Everybody just knows up to this point that whenever they're awake, you're awake. And when they wake up, you're still awake.
Yeah.
It's like the Batman thing. Has anyone ever seen Batman and Bruce Wayne? No? Has anyone ever seen Ronald's character sleeping? I don't think I have.
I'll bet you 2 to 1 that bastard's really an elf.
Yeah,
He's
he
got
is.
the knife ears, guys!
It's been a clever ploy this entire time.
Just a really
Yeah.
short, chunky-ass elf.
No, he's actually on his knees. We've just never seen him from the side or behind. And he's just always been on his knees, just...
He's just Augustus Gloop, the elf.
No, he was originally an elf, but he got cut off at the knees, so he was like, I can't hang with my people like this.
He's Lieutenant
Guess I'm
Dan
growing
who
a
got
beard.
kicked out.
Good God.
Just put shoes on his amputated nubs.
I'm fucking imagining an elf walking on its knees with no bend in the leg. They're just straight legging it.
You're part of the Lollipop Guild, man.
Like goddamn Dick Van Dyke out of Mary Poppins.
Oh, shit.
Perfect. Perfect.
He's just a short, fat elf that glued a dead raccoon to his chin.
Welcome to Shackled, y'all.
Don't worry, guys. It's not an episode of Shackled City if Red's not vomited twice.
He's getting there already.
Yeah.
I am perfectly fine.
So
Yeah,
far.
okay.
That's what you
So-
said last time.
Assuming that mornings come around, we...
I don't know. I definitely want to double check because I know that Thelsa's not really going to find much in the way of clothing. Remember, this was ran by dwarves and then ran by vampires after you guys kind of let them do their thing. So there's really not much in the way of spare clothing.
Yeah.
Most of your spare cloaks at this point are magical, and I think most of you are wearing them. Now, it's not like she's completely naked. She definitely has clothing. It's just been burned.
Well, that and the clothing that she was wearing, you gotta remember, she got some girth going on now.
Yeah.
So she kind of did split some seams.
She did. She did.
She thick now. But no. Assuming that morning came around, they've had their victuals, their breakfast, they've done their studying. At this point, Jacob's going to just kind of close his book, take a sigh, and look off to Klaus. So, what are we going to be doing about last night? I mean, I know...
I mean, did you want to tell everyone right now? I thought we were going to just kind of keep that to ourselves. Oh, the other last night thing. Okay, yeah, gotcha. No, makes sense.
I didn't want to go ahead and tell anybody about that, but...
Well, since you two are whispering in the corner about the other thing that happened last night, let's start with that.
Yes, Ulhime, secretly this entire time, I've had a geriatric fetish.
A fetch I love it.
Fascism initial!
You know, body of an old man, mind of a fucking teen. Perfect.
Best of both worlds!
Gotta love a good fetch.
Would this happen to be with the creature that we
kidding.
saw flying from the lake?
Oh god.
Well, no, I'm pretty sure we've already discussed the fact that there's apparently another dragon loose.
Yeah.
I wish I'd have seen it. Would have been kind of one of those rare sights that we of the Arcane would have loved. Kind of
Don't worry, you'll get a chance to see him again. I'm sure of that.
Charming. But no, I'm actually talking more about the fact that somebody's sending assassins after us, and we have no idea who or why.
Well, we
Now-
know who.
We've got two
We've
names
got a
to go
name.
off of.
But I don't know anything attached to that name. I know that apparently he works with a church. And apparently religions seem to like killing me when I'm not looking.
I mean,
My point is, what are we doing about this? Because
I can.
obviously everything lately has been a little too much for your friend Jared to take care of. Are we stepping up? Are we going to be asking if this is something that he wants to pay us to take care of? Have we any idea what kind of friends or foes we've got going on in the city?
we're not exactly in a position to bargain. I mean, our lives are the things at stake here.
Look, with the two names that we have, I can at least check the two temples, the Temple of Palor and the Temple of Cort.
So you think that that's the best course of action? Us going directly to them?
No, we're not going to approach the Temple of Lejas just yet. We can ask the other factions. We can ask other groups. We can figure out. There's a lot of back alley deals now that can be made, seeing that everyone's now conducting their shady business in the open. We can gather information. And he kind of pulls up his weapon. We can't just use this all the time. It's not going to get us anywhere.
No, I happen to agree wholeheartedly. After all, we both know I'm not very good at that. But, and at this point he's kind of looking between Ulhime and Klaus, I will point out, Ulhime, you and I are still fairly new to the city. I have no idea who we're talking to. And Klaus, you seem to be the most established one amongst us. So give us a hint. Where do we go from here?
The only religious leaders that I've had close contact with in the city are half burned and, well, dead.
Well, let's not start with the dead one.
No, I agree.
You know,
That's
I'll
probably
admit my talents in the arcane are vast and varied, but I've never really been one to raise the dead.
You're referring
And
to
he's gonna just-
Genya, correct?
Do you know any other burnt priests around here?
Priestess.
Just trying to make things clear before we make any decisions on who we're talking to, but
Okay, so we have Genya. Now, I'm assuming that this person who's set upon us has apparently some kind of financial backing. I'm assuming then that... Do we know anybody with that kind of clout? I understand that Jared is apparently one of the leading families, whatever that
He belongs
entails.
to a founder's family. He's of some status, but he was gone for so long that, frankly, I don't know that anyone knows him as anything other than the guard captain now. I've rubbed shoulders in my past with a few of the elites of this city. We attended a party at one point at the, damn it, what's the name of that place? Fuck.
I believe that was the Cusp of Sunrise.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have a second place we can go to. Whoever this socialite is.
I can even talk to Asphalt here from the Temple of Cort while we're doing this. Question is, are we safe enough to split up to get more ground coverage for information? Or do you think we should stick together?
Personally speaking, as somebody who's been shanked twice now, I'd prefer to stay together. In fact, I'd like one of you north, south, east, and west of me. You know, I'd like to be very well guarded and have you meat shields actually do something to stop it. But barring that, no, I'm thinking if necessary, since we're just trying to slip through the city, we should be fine. Though, and he'll kind of gesture to Thelsa, I would probably recommend that we see a seamstress about maybe something in a hood and perhaps a veil.
I want to try something first, and I'm gonna step away towards the, I don't know, restroom if there is one that hasn't been destroyed.
Technically, it is a
You're
giant.
looking at it.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
away.
I mean,
from
no one's
the
no one's
eyes
gonna
of-
like look at you if that's what you're
all
trying
of-
to say. Like if you're trying to
Yeah.
take a space.
Well, they do have a small area where they would keep, like in each of the small rooms, there is a chamber pot, a bucket, a piss bucket, basically, in case you had to get up during massage or anything like that. You can use that.
Then I'm gonna cast this on myself.
Ooh,
Cast.
disguise self.
Perfect.
And
I need you to roll a D1000.
I knew it was coming.
Now, is she doing this to herself or to her clothing?
317.
This
It's on me.
it's on self. This is courtesy of Aurora. Aurora, if Aurora is still in chat, this is Aurora's Wild Magic Burst of the month. So, 317, that's my area code.
Hey, not me.
Thank you and fuck you kindly, Aurora.
All right, let's see how bad it is.
Oh.
Turn it. Do I turn to a black dragon now?
That's
Is it that
always a
time?
good sign.
Oh!
Summon Bandersnatch.
Oh god, is it the one where the bear drops from 30 feet in the sky?
You go to cast your spell. As you're attempting to disguise yourself, the moment that you do, the spell fizzles. It seems like the illusion was starting to happen, and then it just dissipates. Like, it just quit halfway through. Do you try again?
Yep, I was going to say if I don't notice anything happen immediately, I would try again.
Okay.
You need another D1000 from me?
No, that is
Okay.
Aurora's spell.
Dun dun. Dun dun dun.
Okay. You will succeed in disguise self. Tell me what you're trying to look like here.
Like old Thelsa, with the same clothing she had before, but she's going to keep the glints of amber in her eyes, and would probably still maintain a bit of a thicker body type. Not quite plated,
So
but
thick Thelsa.
less. No, well, muscular. Not
You're the Echo Fighter. It's okay.
not Cardi B kinds of.
So
thing.
like the glint you're talking about, are you talking about like the eye glow that they have in like Constantine, where it's like that weird like polish in the eye, but it's like
kind
red?
of, yeah.
Okay, I see what you're talking
It's noticeable and it looks weird, but
about. Yeah.
it's kind of like a side
But
effect.
it's
You
like
can't cover
Do you like
everything.
only watch religious thrillers, or like what's?
Ooh,
Hey!
It's 2 in a row.
man, no, I mean, dude, I like fantasy-based stuff, so
No,
I
I
have to
get
get
it.
a lot of reference material from things like Constantine, fucking.
He's like, look, I love reading the
Legion.
Bible. It's a great reference material.
It, honestly, for a lot of my characters, it is.
I've read the Bible 36 times now.
Yeah, now I'm just
Every
now
time
I'm
I just get a new
imagining
character.
Bowsette with glowing eyes, and
Okay.
it's like,
So, in tradition, I generally say what it is that's been rolled. So I'll just give you the TLDR. I'm not going to give you a bunch of details, but 317 dictates that target becomes this. And I'll give you the TLDR here. An orc leader selects you as their next victim.
Ironic that we have an orc leader as the guard captain of this.
Oh, that's yeah.
no,
Well,
even
not
more
God captain.
ironic that
Oh wait, he's not an orc though. So
No,
Yeah,
but
exactly.
he can still be a leader of orcs.
Yeah.
yeah, that's fair.
Either way, we have another bounty placed on our head. It's like Klaus from the beginning.
Is it a
Yeah.
leader of orcs, or is it a leader who is a orc? An orc.
We won't know.
I guess we'll see.
It's an orky kind of.
According to punctuation, an orc leader selects you as his next victim.
Well, I guess we'll see.
and it's just like the movie The Jerk, somebody just grabbed a phone book and bam.
No,
Thelsa
I imagined
killed
it
this
being
person.
being kind of like Shadow of Mordor. We're gonna be walking in a field, and someone's gonna walk up and say, "Hey, I got a bone to pick with you."
I got a
No, we're gonna
bone to
beat him up.
pick.
Good lord. Just the gaming and movie references tonight are... They're great.
Off the charts.
They are, in fact.
We are memeing pretty hard.
It's okay. It's alright. So,
I think you just aged.
I think
me
you
by
guys
5 years.
agreed... at this point to not separate, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Say that one more time.
You guys agreed to not separate.
For the most part. Does anyone have a suggestion for a first stop? Because if not, then
I need to pee, so
I just want you guys to wake me up before you go.
yeah,
wake me up for September.
that would be assumed that we're not just gonna leave you there by yourself.
Be nice.
I mean, are you like? Are
I'm
you
wondering
already
how
up,
difficult
or-
it's going to be to wake Cort up. I mean, are we going to have to football punt him in the head?
No,
No, but-
Cort is
May
useful.
I?
Despite
Yeah.
the amount of damage he's taken, Cort is...
I'll bounce back. I
Very
had
useful.
I need sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
I'll-
just thinking. Last night he didn't flinch through most of that. It's like, he don't feel
Yeah.
shit.
If
Cort
he hasn't
has no
woken
nerve
up on
ending.
his, if he hasn't woken up on his own already, I would have asked Jakob or Klaus to have had him woken up.
Okay.
With that, Ulhime will kind of look to the group and ask, would you be okay if we headed to the Temple of Cort first? I wish to speak with Asvolkir about this person of interest.
He's going to glance between Ulhime and Klaus. I leave it up to you two to go ahead and figure out where and when and how we go. I'm just coming along because I don't want to be another unfortunate victim again. I've had enough things penetrate me lately.
I'll say that.
Thelsa's gonna look visually disturbed.
Supposed to just like keep
Mentally
it all
disturbed. No, she's not keeping it.
For once, just
Let's be honest,
visual
Thelsa's just
look of
flat
disgust.
disturb.
Yeah.
Just gonna file that in the internalized folder.
And repressed. Cort's gonna kind of look around and eventually raise his hand before we leave. Assuming that you were talking to us in a line. From what I gather.
What's everything okay, Cort?
So I wanna... We got attacked last night, right?
We did.
Do you not remember?
No, I remember the swords, and he's gonna point to the various... Various? Yeah, he's gonna point to the various bandages across his body. Yeah, I remember quite fondly. Other question: are we the good guys?
In terms of what, Master Burstock?
The
Will
good
it
guys?
be quiet about it if I say yes?
We're the good guys.
We're the best guys.
Yeah. Doesn't mean we're good, but we're the best this town has.
Wow.
The best asterisk that is currently available to this town at this time.
Are we the baddies? Yeah. We the baddies.
Ja.
Guys, why do we
ranks
have
have
these
skulls.
skull emblems?
It's actually just a whole bunch of hearts that fell onto a piece of paper and they look like that. I promise.
Why do we have these skull
Coincidence.
emblems? Those are actually magical charms. Don't worry about it.
It's
Why
the
do they
new
kill
lucky
everything
charm.
that touches them? It's a magic death curse.
Don't ask.
Last time I checked, swastikas weren't a part of Lucky Charms.
They aren't?
No. Last time I checked. I could be way off base.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I gotta stop buying cereal at Walmart.
Ulhime kind of squints his eyes towards Cort. Why the question?
Because normally the bad guys don't have groups of assassins attack them while they sleep.
I've been attacked twice, and you know me. I'm a good guy. I'm one of the best guys.
The first time I met you, you stabbed someone.
No,
and then you
I was
got
stabbed
stabbed.
by someone.
And then your dad burnt down the church.
To be fair, we've been estranged.
Oh.
I wasn't aware he was my dad.
Emphasis on the strange.
Look, I'll level with you. All of us here want to believe that the things we're doing right now, are good. In the grand scheme of things, it could be completely wrong, but the thing about good and evil, realistically, is the perspective of which people have. I've recently fought someone from a good faith who had the best of intentions to try and kill my friend. So I can't speak to whether or not what we're doing is making us the good guys, as you put it. But I want to believe what we're doing is right for this town and its people. Ultimately, it's up to you to decide whether or not you want to believe you're a good person or not.
Philosophical
here can help
diatribe
you with-
aside, we're the good guys.
Alright, I mean, I got about that much to go on, so...
You guys have been walking across the town at this point, having this conversation, pretty tight-knit. People tend to avoid you because, well, you look mostly horrifying.
I look like a mummy.
Well,
This is
I'm
the culture
fairly
that I've
certain
bred.
that of the all of the 5 of us, I'm probably the one getting the horrified looks.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe it's the just barely dressed half-dwarf god thing with glowing eyes, like fucking beacons on the ocean. That could be one thing.
Or the maiden with beaming eyes. That
Just
has
slow
a
down,
sort
though.
of. You're fine visually, except for the eyes.
Until we get into battle or like after
And then poof.
after 2
Also,
hours.
let's not forget that you basically have LeBron James in your party. Serbar Spellmasons walking the earth again after, like, several hundred years. So, yeah, needless
Everyone's
to say.
just real confused as to what's going on right now.
Say
Yeah.
LeBron James, I would really put myself as more of like a Brett Favre. Like, you thought he was done, but he came back.
Get the fuck out of here, man.
No, just for that, you are now Tony Romo.
Yeah!
Yeah,
don't
people
do that.
recognize you, but it's like, hey, fuck that guy.
You're not wrong.
How would we just go with something simpler like Benedict Cumberbatch? Someone nobody really likes, but they know who it is.
I'm sorry, have you been on the internet?
He's
Like, never?
horrifying.
People
He's
love
a
that
terrifying person.
People fucking
he's
love
terrifying.
that
They
guy.
really do like
Hey.
Benedict Cumberbatch.
Benedict Cucumber Patch.
They
The
love
one that
that
can't
guy.
say penguins.
Yeah,
Panglangs.
Penguins.
Penguins.
Penguins. Yes, the one and only. Yeah, you guys have been walking up to this point,
Making my way
minding
downtown,
your own
walking
business
fast,
when
faces pass.
you notice that there is a troop of guard being led by the Blue Duke. The Blue Duke is moving parallel to you, and as your group nears, passing by, he leans in and specifically bumps into Thelsa.
That was fast.
Quick turnaround.
He stops immediately after he catches you. Remember, he is, for all intents and purposes, he has the body of a half-orc. He's pretty large in stature. And when he hits you, unbeknownst to you, because you weren't really aware of what was happening, he sees that you've kind of bounced into him, and he stops. It gives you kind of wild eyes for a moment. Do you say anything to him?
Nope, I'm just gonna look straight into his eye.
Before he turns to command his men to walk back the other way, you hear him kind of like muffle. Muffle is himself, but you can hear it clearly. It was meant to be heard specifically by you. Says, "Watch your step, harlot."
It's the fabled reveal. He's the Scarlet Harlot the entire time.
Oh god, no, not like this. And any gladness or confusion would drop from my face, and you would just see Thelsa's visually perturbed by this interaction.
Sure. You note that he kind of sizes you for a moment, and then he continues on his path. You don't really know what that was about, why it's about, but you can only assume that that's not the end. Because he's not exactly bumping into anybody else in the road.
Yeah. He's gonna get it one day. I'm gonna cut his nuts off, I swear.
It's like, I don't know what he's
What
done,
kinda-
but I'm gonna hold him down, cut off his nuts later. Watch, I'm gonna castrate him.
Good
The
lord.
fourth time I've almost
Ulhime
tried
grabs
to
her by,
fry,
like,
you
the-
fucks.
The elbow just kind of goes, "Come on, let's go."
He's like, I swear to God, I'm gonna give you the fucking snip, mate.
Continuing on, you make yourselves known to the Temple of Lordly Might, where you are seeking Asvelkir Ronlert. This is Cord's house. And as such, there is an ending of procession. Let's go ahead and end that there, and we will kill off the town music.
Not the townspeople.
I fireball everyone in that church.
Wow, okay.
All right, let's roll for it.
I hope you're prepared to fight the entire guard.
I'm ready.
They're
Sounds like
not
I have
prepared to
someone.
fight me.
Oh,
Say the entire
boy.
guard. I really can't think it's more than like 20
people.
guys.
It's only like
20 guys and 3 orcs.
you're okay. So first and foremost, you're not wrong, right? It's only like 20 guys, but it's like 75 orcs.
That's like
That's
4
a lot
people.
of orcs.
It's like 4 real people. So it's still slightly even.
I'm not gonna make a point of the irony in this, but I feel like that's real fucking ironic.
Jesus! It's like he's trying to fucking kickstart a pocket bike. Fuck.
3/4 orc compromise.
Good lord, man. Jesus Christ.
Y'all fuckers need Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
I'm pretty sure he's just laughing at his own laugh now.
No, I'm just dying.
Yeah,
This is it, fellas.
I'll wait for the church session. I guess everyone to be let out before we go in to try and talk to Asvakir.
Certainly. It doesn't take long before the people kind of pile out, or at least what people remain in the town. If you recall, there were people that were starting to leave, like roughly 25 to 30% of the population of Cauldron had fled. Now, it's important to note that Cauldron's big. Okay, it's maybe a small place, but it's got a fairly large amount of people here. So when I say that you lost like 30% of the population, that's probably like 1,500 to 1,600 people.
Yeah.
It's a bit.
So
Yeah,
there's still
it's-
people. There's still a lot of people there. It's just I get what you're saying.
Yeah. So you see this man, Asvelkir, this boisterous human male. He's got your typical televangelist like boom that exudes from his voice. Not so much so when he's like, "I've seen the light." He's not that kind of guy. But you see him and he's helping everyone out. Thank you for coming in. You have a great day, and may Cort watch over you with his mighty strength.
Oh, fuck.
He sees you, and he double takes, blinking several times, not sure what to make of this group.
Asvakir Ronlert.
I am him. Is there something I can help your lot with?
Yes, some information, if you have the time.
He looks a little weary as to the statement. Go on. What can I help you with? He kind of eyeballs your weapons at this point.
Looking, kind of following his eye line to our weapons. Ulhime will begin to unfasten the scabbard with the bastard sword, and he'll place it, I guess, against the back wall where the door's at.
Okay. You notice that his tension sort of drops. You can kind of hear, or you don't hear. You see the facade of strength kind of fall, or at least the fear and the anxiety that it brought with it with your weapons. And he seems less indignant at this point. He's pretty much allowing you to step into the church. It's not exactly strange to have people that are armed. I mean, the guard come here regularly, but in this place,
We're a different group of people.
yeah, exactly. You guys kind of set off some red flags, some safety flags, if you will.
Well, Master Ronlert, I'll get to the point. We're looking for information because someone hired sellswords to attack us late in the night.
Sellswords? To attack you for what reason? What have you done?
I assume to kill us.
What? An assassination in this town?
Yes, but
That's what surprises you.
Well, we've seen nothing in the light of day, not here, not for many moons. The guard is taking care of us. Every opportunity they can.
Yeah, maybe you.
I'm sorry, but that's the first group scoff I think we've given an NPC before. Everyone's like,
Just everyone's like,
don't know where you've been, buddy. But as he says that, I'll kind of just like take like a step back and, Master Runler, do you spend a majority of your time in this temple?
Well, I have to. The people need to find positivity in this world. Apparently, there are assassinations in the street.
It's more than assassinations. Darkness has come, an infested cauldron.
I've seen no such thing. Do you have proof of this?
I would show you the proof.
I mean, we don't
But you
need any
are
further
not someone.
proof.
He's not
Cort's
someone who's going
literally
to want to do
standing
this.
Yeah,
to
I'm
you.
just gonna kind of gesture to the man covered in bandages and.
I literally look like a mummy and walking.
And
right
then
over.
I'm gonna gesture to the demon man that's standing right next to me.
Stabbed right outside one of the churches.
Listen,
even
In fact,
take you-
my blood's still probably there.
gentle few, I'm not here to judge based on your backgrounds. Your families do not dictate where you move forward. I'm sorry that it's brought some harm to you and yours. Is there something that I can do to lighten this load, make it easier for you?
Just answering our questions will be enough.
Certainly,
As I was saying,
certainly. Please ask
we're
away.
looking for someone by the name of Ike Iverson. Does the name sound familiar to you?
Yes, Ike is. He is from the Temple of Ouijas. They're a slippery lot, but Emerald is good of heart. Why do you look for this Ike Iverson? Do you believe that he has something to do with this attempted assassination?
He is a person of interest, but there is also...
Have you reported it to the authorities? Does the guard captain know?
We are the authorities.
I see no badge, nothing of the sort. There's been
Have
no
you
official
taken a-
announcement.
Have you taken a look at the guard lately?
I have, and while I realize that things are different now than they were not that long ago, we must respect the guard captain's choices that he's made.
I've seen the guard captain in a lot of compromising positions, and frankly, it's hard to put my faith in him as a leader.
And listen, I am not one to judge or shame. What you and the guard captain do alone is entirely up to you and him. Cole
Yeah,
will
after
not
all,
judge
the city
you.
is still standing. I think he's doing quite a marvelous job.
Ulhime will put his hand up. We're getting sidetracked. So you know the name, Ike Iverson. He is not the leader of the temple.
No, he
of
is
Ouijas,
not.
correct?
No, he is not the leader. It would be Emerald Alustanai.
Bro, yes. So this Ike Iverson, what standing does he have other than follower or worshiper to Ouijas?
He was mostly an errand boy, last I recalled. He was running small chores, if you will, for Emerald.
Can I do a sense motive check? I want to
Sure,
see
go
if
for
he's like, during this conversation, he's been kind of like
Go for it.
natural 20 with,
That's really, really incredibly
yeah,
high.
43.
Yeah, you don't feel like he's lying.
Okay.
You don't have that general sense of deceit. He's pretty straightforward. There's no like turn of the eye, no alter in his pitch. He's really, for your all intents and purposes, he's really uninformed.
Okay. So as far as he knows, he's a follower, and then Emerald is the leader.
Yeah, as far as he is informed, yes, correct.
Well, outside of that, has there been any change of news to either person standing. I know during the riots we lost citizens. During the chaos, would one or both of them have been injured, or one of them have to step down, take a new mantle, position of power, anything like that?
That's a lot of subs.
He pauses for a moment. No, not that I've heard of. Nothing like that. I couldn't do some digging myself if it may mean something, but you may have better luck researching directly at the Temple of Ouijas. They say to the horse's mouth, if you will.
Very well. We will we'll look into that as a possible avenue, but as for now, would you mind not mentioning us if someone happens to come looking?
Well, if the guard captain asks, I cannot lie. But I'm afraid to say that I don't believe people will be looking for your lot. Why would they?
Well, we've already been targeted one night. Who's to say another isn't out of the question?
He nods. Big thank you to Heaven for subbing up all these people. 15 subs coming in. We've got Sick, Tikapo Jones, Fire Warrior, Destiny, Lieutenant Farns, Colorful Creature, Verdeb, Wizard, Mr. Darkside, Rindo, Bung Monkey, It's Angel Rose, Dope Roll, Sand Squid, and Granddad's Door. Welcome in, everybody. You guys are officially subscribers.
Now we have 5 rerolls, guys.
You guys have, that's true, you have all of your luck rerolls.
Sweet.
That's as many as you guys can unlock tonight.
Not only that, tonight's the only night we can have them, so let's do some shit.
Yeah.
All right, I challenge the priest to combat.
Lord. Not like this.
Look, I gotta use those
Are you
rolls.
gonna 1v1 him?
Yes, I challenge him to fisticuffs.
Okay.
Not
As long as we don't have to get involved.
Please don't seriously mean that.
No.
Well, as we'll care, thank you for your time, and sorry to disturb you. Ulhime will give him a quick bow, and I guess as he's about to leave with the rest of the group, he'll turn back over to him. You really should keep a watchful eye on this city. It's in a lot more trouble than you might realize.
For the first time, you've sort of shaken him with the information of this assassination and the scoffs at what he believes to be fairly understood and armed leadership. His brow furrows and he kind of bites at his upper lip, like he's unsure of himself. You can tell that this is the first time that this has sort of been brought up to him in probably ever. But he doesn't really know you from anyone else at this point, so he may take it with a grain of salt. You don't really know.
Yeah, I'm doing it just to genuinely keep him aware.
Okay.
I guess from there it would be Temple of Palor.
Sure.
Well, Jacob's gonna kind of step outside and glance over to Ulhime. That wasn't dark and ominous at all.
It is what it is, Jacob. We really can't afford to be lighthearted in a time like this.
Yes, certainly when we're coming to strangers asking for information about a known authority in the city. Hey, speaking of, he did raise one really solid point. Maybe we should go ahead and speak with Jared, maybe get a little bit of authority to go ahead and have any kind of actions within the city.
So we're not being attacked on sight?
Well, less attacked on sight and more not considered possibly mildly threatening people when we're telling them about assassinations in the streets. I'm thinking he didn't quite take it that way, but
You're right.
he did point out that he doesn't know us from Adam.
True.
And let's be honest, from all the rumors I'm hearing about Klaus, I'm not sure people recognize him day to day. No
Very well.
offense. I mean, please, if anybody thinks
No.
otherwise.
No, you're completely right. If we have the right paperwork, at the very least, it prevents jail time and having to fight off guard that, for the most part, we know are also innocent. So let's go see this. Let's go see Master Skellerank first before anything else. We don't want to make a fool of ourselves again.
Well, I can pretty much guarantee we're going to make fools of ourselves. But that's just the nature of the beast at this point.
At least we'll make a fool
Sure.
of him in the process.
Beats
Boy,
being
you
alone
two
in it.
really did get along well when you were adventuring together, didn't you?
As we start walking, I'll stop over at one of the stalls real fast, and if they're selling like wines or ales with like the water skins in them, I'll buy one for everyone.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Sure. It's just gonna be, if you're just gonna try to find like the first thing that you can get, it's likely gonna be like 2 gold pieces for 5
Everyone.
bottles. Yeah.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. Hand off 2 gold and then give him a third one as a tip.
Sure. Yeah, he'll happily take
give-
it. That's
Yeah.
generous.
Kind of give him a nod. Thank you. And then start handing them out to everybody. It's weird. Something like this actually feels needed right now. And kind of bites off the cork and just keeps it in his hand. And then he takes a quick drink. Does it taste? Is like there's like an audible taste to it still, or is like everything like bland?
Audible taste?
I'm sorry. Is there any notable?
It's loud.
Taste? Not audible.
It's a very loud
It's
taste.
very loud water.
We're
is there
drinking loud
is,
now?
is it like a
This
notice,
shit be
like
loud.
a noted taste, or is it like
it's
like
not
there's,
really-
like nothing to it?
It's not really like muted to your senses, right? You
Okay.
know that there is flavor there, and you can still take on some of the affectations of being intoxicated. That's not the case. I know that your chemistry is a little different now,
Yeah.
but it's going to take significantly more. The ratio is a little different, but you can still reach that point. You're just gonna have to imbibe a ton.
Okay.
It's sort of like Lord of the Rings when Gimli and I've lost his name, Orlando Bloom, are having a drinking contest, and Gimli's
Yeah.
like in just pissing on himself, and Orlando Legolas, yeah, thank you, Legolas is just like, I think I'm feeling something. Yes.
Yeah.
It's piss.
I feel it. But yeah, he'll just have like the first few sips, just kind of get the taste, and from there he'll continue walking.
Sure.
And same thing, like the next stall over or something. If there's like a place that's selling like bread or meat, he'll do the same thing. Another 2 or 3 gold, just so everyone has like, just so we get like a different flow of not eating rations while we're in the city.
You guys have kind of been like on the go for a while. Even when you've had downtime, you've not really taken an opportunity to treat yourselves.
Yeah.
You've just been sort of making up for, I guess, lost events, lost time, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna look around for a clothing store.
I will
It's-
gladly take food.
It's not going to take you very long. There are many patrons, many various stalls that you can stop and find anything from like rags to full-on wardrobes, anything that you so desire.
Yeah, I'm gonna go shopping. And while I'm shopping, I need to run to the bathroom real quick.
Okay, go for it. Go for
We're
it.
back.
In character again.
While I'm handing out the food and stuff, I also wanted to take this time to just make sure no one's like following us. I know that there's people looking in our direction, but I feel like we would notice someone gauging our overall presence as
Sure.
opposed to just looking at us. You know what I mean?
Sure, that makes sense. That makes
Private
sense.
eyes
Give
are
me a-
watching you.
Give me a perception, please.
34.
Yeah, you glance around.
Fucking hell.
You don't really see much in the way of someone that could be stalking you, anything like that. No, that's not the case. It's a lot of people just kind of passing by and taking that long, hard draw on whether or not they should avoid you.
Mm-hmm.
One of those things.
Ulhime will sit on like a barrel, waiting for Thelsa to kind of get like her clothes and stuff, and he'll like start kicking his feet. And as he's holding the bottle, he just kind of stares at it and just starts talking to Jakob. It's loud, you know. And he kind of points, like he kind of like bumps his chest with the bottle.
Loud. I'd say the city's quieter than it's been since we've gotten here. I mean, I'm sure you've noticed.
No, friend, not the city. The city's quiet. It's I guess my heartbeat, if I can call it that anymore. It's
Well, what the fuck else are you gonna call it?
he kind of like motions for him to like put his hand out. And like he waits for him to do that, like, and then he'll grab his wrist once he does.
Oh, fine, all right.
And then he puts Jacob's hand on his chest to like hear the thrumming sound that he's talking about.
Yeah, when you place your hand on his chest, there isn't the clap that you're kind of used to, right? The very normal pattern. It's sort of thrumming like
a generator.
Yeah, it's kind of intense to feel because it's sort of like
so instead of more of a
pattern.
So instead of a blump blump, blump blump, it's more of a just kind of a constant.
Not even like not a warble. It's just a straight hum.
Yeah. When you're standing next to like one of those traffic lights that has like the faulty wiring and you can hear it.
Yeah, something like that.
So it's kind of like hearing a light bulb's hum under my finger.
Exactly.
Yeah, and kind of knitting his brow, he's gonna pull his hand away from his chest, and you know, while he is more of a subject of the arcane, he still knows how to go ahead and do the basics: check his wrist, check his neck, and he's gonna lean closer. How long has this been going on?
When when I thought Nab killed me, Nadrama, yes, Nadrama, I guess, channeled her divinity into me. She transformed me into, well, this.
Well, I suppose that would explain a little bit. I mean, the eyes alone, it's been a little unsettling, but I didn't realize that you don't seem to have a heartbeat.
Yeah,
I mean,
haven't slept the past 2 days either. Like, I literally have not slept in the past 2 days. I've just been waiting.
You've
to come up.
Been unable to sleep?
No,
or...
like, I don't sleep. I don't feel tired anymore. I don't feel hungry. I know I'm tasting this, but I'm not thirsty for it. I don't crave anything.
Would he be able to go ahead and do a planes knowledge to see if this is something like because he does understand that the Celestials are from a different plane of existence. Would he be able to kind of like roll back through the histories and so forth that he knows of to see if maybe something similar has happened before, or some kind of explanation hearing all of these details?
Sure. Go ahead and give me a check, and we'll see if you reach it. It's going to be difficult.
Well, I mean, it's more of a question of, is this something that's falling more under, like, the arcane, or is this, like, full, flat-out
We'll
religious?
say planes. This is certainly a planes.
Yeah, because I'm torn between if this is Planes or Arcana, and it doesn't sound like. Well, could be Arcana, but I
You can
Okay.
word magic can be worked into any scenario in this case, but I feel like this is more of a planes relation.
can I magically dodge the poison?
Okay, Jacob, that's not great. You've got
not
the
great.
luck rerolls.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and use one of those luck rerolls.
Okay, all right,
Because I think I can do better than a 7.
sure. I believe that.
Believe in the heart of the cards. That wasn't much better. Yeah.
That was much better than a 7.
Oh, I mean,
So
still got
those
4
who
luck
think that my
rerolls.
stats are super crazy, no, that's what is expected. So yeah, I have no fucking idea what's going on with him.
I mean, for what it's worth, there are 5 luck rerolls.
It's up to the rest of the guys. I've burned 1.
No. It's for each of you.
Oh, 5 per?
Yeah.
Used with
Oh,
reckless abandon.
Fuck it, let's try again. I mean, what's the
15.
chances that I'm going to need to do more rolls, right? I mean,
You're a
come on.
fucking grandma sitting at the penny slots, just
nice.
pulling the lever over and over again.
That's exactly
Fuck
what
it,
it is.
let's go, boys!
Jesus Christ.
Sure. We
24.
don't really have a lot of
and-
experience with anyone from the from an angelic sense, right? Like that's not something you've got a ton of experience with.
Yeah, most of my experience has been pretty fucking bad at this point.
He's
Yeah.
only used to killing angels, not
But
knowing.
it's not unheard of to have a creature forego, like a creature particularly of power. It's probably been written in tales that you've read or you've heard of it up to this point. You don't recall
Oh,
where.
I mean, it could be something similar to what Thelsa's gone through.
Similar, sure. It could also be something similar to what's happening with Alakast. Alakast is the staff that Willabar Sir Mason is using.
Where he's being turned into a divine instrument.
Correct.
Have you been
Find,
feeling particularly stiff lately?
Only 18 hours out of the day. I am a teenager after all.
Sometimes
And I
it's not
have
even
arthritis.
thought, just-
Fuck! I was not prepared for that. Well played, sir.
When he asks a question, Ulhime kind of takes a bite of like a turkey leg that he ended up buying, just kind of bites into it and goes, "No, but give me a second." Just chucks a bone. If everything feels different. I don't know if you remember before, but the eye of the gauntlet used to glow blue when Helm was the one I followed. It's gold now, and that it's hard to describe. It's
The Eye of the Gauntlet.
yeah,
The one that's
gaunt-
broken.
Well, even the one now, before the changeover happened, it was blue. That was Helm's energy. It was his aura. The best way to describe it would be like a signature that someone has for their name. It's unique to them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's gone. And the energy I feel now is the exact same one that Nadrama had. But she's not here. I can feel that she's gone. It's this light, the aura.
Have you noticed?
It's my
Well,
it's my. The best way to describe it, it's my signature, but not the ink that I was using.
Well, you mentioned feel. You're feeling new sensations now. You have a wider range of
Look, the best way to
Sensation?
describe it, my pathway to certain spells that I know I couldn't use before is present now. Like, I know I can still channel this energy in a positive way, but I can also manipulate it to do dark magic as well.
Uh-huh.
Now, he's not exactly been keeping this quiet from the rest of you, especially since he's purchased food and drink for everyone. I imagine that some of you are taking this moment to kind of
he's not like
digest.
whispering it. It was just Jacob was the one closest to him, so he just started talking to him. But
well, that and
yeah,
know, I am kind of your best bud and all.
Yeah. So I've run into we've run into other clerics before that have not been on the as you would say, the up and up. I believe that's the way the term was used. Chris?
They view the world in different light.
Yes.
You know, philosophical.
Do you remember that? Do you remember that time when we were up north fighting that frost giant, and that one other cleric, the one who was using the mace, he was clad in all black. He had touched the body of his fallen comrade, and the eyes had swelled black, and he came back as a zombie. I'm aware that it doesn't make sense, but I'm aware that I can do something like that now. I don't want to, but it doesn't make sense that I'm aware that I can do it. Do you understand?
Mm. And just because I'm playing with mine, Jacob's going to pull out his pipe and, just worry at it for something to do with his hands as he thinks it through. I mean, obviously it sounds like your pantheon has changed. With the loss of Helm, something had to step into the void left behind. And it sounds like our angelic assistance may have actually put you as the stopgap to that void.
But
now,
the thing is, Pharasma herself said that the seat itself is still vacant.
Pharasma.
Correct.
I'm assuming, out of character, I'm assuming this is a name that's well known to everybody.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Bone Lady.
Yeah.
So
she said the seat was vacant, and it's.
Hold up.
I think that's why there's no guidance as to what I can do with my power yet. That also explains why a lot of my power feels very unstable.
You've met Pharasma.
Yes.
Aren't you only supposed to meet her when you die?
So, do you remember when I was trying to save Jimothy? When I used two of my abilities, two of my spells, and put them together to try to bring them back?
Yes.
Well, in what you saw as a few seconds, or even less than that, I was speaking with her for a couple of minutes. I went to her domain to try and get Jimothy back, and she didn't take his soul, but she didn't do him any good either. She sent him to Helm's domain, either the domain of protection, strength. She sent him to one of those domains, and he's stuck there. But the thing is, she was the one telling me that even right now I'm not alive. I'm not dead. I'm part of the ranks of the unliving.
Well, I mean, do you realize I have to look at this through a completely separate lens? You are a man of religion. I am a man of the arcane. But the way you phrase it, and with all of these changes and knowledges you now carry, I think the reason you no longer have a pulse is she may be very correct. You may just be a corpse, or maybe more accurately put, you're a cask, a container.
I mean,
something was
correct,
put into you, and
no, that's the thing. It feels like something was taken out, and he kind of like hulks over the sack that he's still carrying with him. It's this I know is a part of me. It's what Dougal Bros called soul ore. It's it's my essence, my soul. I can feel it. And he kind of like hands it off. He's like, move it, like hold the bag and move it there. Like I can feel myself here and right there at the same time, as if I'm standing in two different places.
Uh-huh.
And he kind of like motions for the bag. to come-
At this point, he'll kind of look at Thelsa and Klaus as the other two, the other two people who would have any kind of knowledge of this. I mean, I've heard stories of similar things vaguely happening. I mean, Spellmason himself was, thought to be a conduit of sorts, kind of a medium.
Ironic that a conduit is now living in his body.
If he wasn't in life, he sure as hell is in death.
Well, what about you, Klaus? I mean, you've done this before, right? This is normal to you?
Normal?
I can't really say that I have. I mean, I've jumped bodies, sure, but I don't think I've ever felt like part of me was missing, at least not from body to body. Maybe just, the huge chunk of my memory that's been gone for a long time.
He gives him a slow nod. You see Ulhime kind of turn behind him on the barrel and like pull some like red peppers and black peppers, and he crushes them in his hand and he starts just dabbing it on the chicken. He bites into it.
Lady looks over and she's like, "You're gonna pay for that, right?"
He hands off another gold piece.
Jesus Christ, how much do you think that thing's worth?
Her face, the anger falls immediately, and she's like, "Good day, good day."
It's banana, Michael. How much could it cost? $5?
That's
Oh, good lord, you two need to learn how to be poor sometime.
It's why I've been so hesitant about staying here and not having this fixed yet. I don't know if the next spell I cast is going to heal everyone around me, or
Well, when you're doing these castings, do you feel that they're drawing from that stone, or
sometimes it feels weird. The best way to describe it, like if you were to take a water skin and you know how you start spinning the center of it to kind of plug up one end. It's like that happens very suddenly depending on how strong the spell is I cast. The last time I put two spells together, it felt essentially like an explosion in my body, and then that's where all that happened.
well, either very, very strange things are happening, what with Helm and all,
He's not
to you
here.
as one of... Well, you get my point. It's definitely something outside of my realm. That or you're going through puberty.
Gone through that 100 years ago. Past
More
that
like
point.
menopause at this point.
Look, and then he kind of looks over. Is Thelsa done getting changed and all that stuff?
Yeah,
Thelsa, what have you found?
Never returned. I would probably have a couple different outfits with me, but primarily I'd be wearing something leather, or not armor, less housewife and more adventurer kind of idea, like a
I gotcha.
traveling outfit.
Yeah.
All right, before we get too much further,
See-
I did want to take a moment to thank John for that raid, bringing in all of his viewers. Thank you so much, John. I hope your first game that you're running of D&D actually started a tabletop game tonight. Tag me in on the Twitter about it. I hope that went well. I hope the game was awesome. Welcome in, everybody. I'm Bub. This is my casting crew of Shackled City. Tonight is episode 144. We've been playing this game for over 3 years at this point, and we are quickly approaching hating each other, mostly, but also fourth year, if math serves. Yeah, I've been playing for a long while now.
Well, I mean, we've made you hate us ever since like episode 20.
You're not wrong.
It didn't take that long. I planted meat in the ground in like the 3rd episode.
Yeah, he did. He's like, this is my
really
meat
didn't take
tree.
long.
Yeah.
Jimmy was the best character. No one will ever take that away from us.
Jimmy was a fucking awful character, and that's the only reason we remember him.
He was horrible.
He was great.
I don't even know why he could walk.
He was like what, 8 feet tall with
Yeah,
what's it called again?
with
Marfan
Marfan syndrome.
Marfans, yeah.
He's like, my back is crooked and I've got long, horrendous nails.
I was a butcher
horrifying.
once.
He was basically Slender Man.
Yeah,
He was. He was
He
Slender
was.
Man with a meat tree.
planting meat.
Yep. Well, where else would I put it when it started to go bad? I just dug a hole and put it in the ground and hopefully it grew into something someday.
That's okay, Asian Invasion. If you guys wanted to catch up, if you were unsure as to what you may be getting into, there is a YouTube backlog starting at episode, I think, 83, and everything from that point. There would be much further, but I didn't think people would like this. When we started this, it was at a time when there was like 2 other tabletop games going, and
We figured no one wanted to even
Yeah.
watch us
Then Critical
naturally.
Role started.
then Critical Role started, and shit kind of blew up.
If you really want to get caught up, all you really have to do is watch episode 100. We
Yep.
did a full recap.
Yes, we did.
And oh my god, that was horrifying.
We did like 4.5 hours
Of just a recap.
just recap of the last 100 episodes.
It's disturbing.
Are we gonna do another one at 200?
Yes.
Well, if we're playing at episode 200, I'll kill myself.
I don't know, Bub. That's only like 56 episodes.
Stop
And
it!
at the pace,
Don't
at
put
the-
that bad juju on me, Ricky Bobby.
considering the pace we run at,
We have another 50 episodes of
Are
this, I
there
believe
like
it.
baby goats crying in the background of someone's fucking? What is that?
It's
I'm
Ronald.
not the only one that's been hearing that, right?
No, it's there. They're
Okay.
chickens and shit like that.
Yeah. Seeing as Thelsa comes back, Ulhime will hop off the barrel and he'll toss the remaining turkey leg into a. Do they have garbage crates? Yeah, right.
refuse
They
pile.
They have
They,
refuse piles.
have, they have plastic bins that you throw your
Yeah.
trash
I'll,
in. There's a garbage
I'll
bag
toss. I'll toss it in the appropriate waste receptacle, and
They have the local janitorial unit come and take it away.
Mm,
we'll keep walking towards Jared's head office.
towards
The Yellow Brick Road.
yeah,
Yeah, it's
towards the guards.
guardhouse. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like I was saying. I don't know if this is gonna wear out at some point. I'm just gonna stop
Well-
existing.
Well, obviously you haven't felt any weakening lately, and you have been using your powers much more than normal. So, for right now, I would say, like anything else, don't itch it and see what happens. I can only surmise at this point, but I think, while yes, you may want to go ahead and follow your instincts, for right now, just moderate yourself and let us know if something changes
Very well.
as soon as we have an opportunity. Okay,
Yeah.
good. Now stop making me worry like this, you midget.
Only 2 feet shorter than you. Shut up.
Only.
Kind of seeing
I can
like,
change that.
just like fucking like hard elbows him onto the side.
He sidles off of his barrel, letting up an elbow swing into your side.
Oh, right where I got stabbed. Ah, fuck. So now I have to go ahead and pimpline both ways. You know,
Good lord.
just
That's called scoliosis.
Oh!
God,
Fuck.
I'm moving like fucking Igor at this point. Yes, now. Yes. Let us go see the great God.
Seeing him like hobble like that, I go, I'm sorry. There's only 1 foot between us.
I'll meet you in the middle with 1.5.
Good God.
I still got the leg. It's just an inch or two short.
Perfect.
Sir.
That's called scoliosis. Perfect. Perfect.
So we'll
like a bag of
we'll make our
hammers.
way over to the guardhouse.
Sure. It doesn't take you guys long. You know exactly how to get there. You've been there a number of times before. You are loved and hated in this location by more than just one person.
Mostly hated.
I got frequent flyer miles here, I'll admit. They've got my own cell.
Cool. Cool, cool, cool. We're going to go ahead and cut some of the excess noise here. And I'm going to give you guys the appropriate sounds, at least as much as I can recall.
Out of curiosity, from our rest, did we heal at all or get
You
any?
guys were
Ronald
healed
healed us all before.
entirely.
Okay.
We are
I missed that
all
part, sorry.
good in the hood.
I'll be right back.
Sure.
And I assume we get our spells back.
Yeah, we were all We
Yeah.
took a night to sleep in the bathhouse.
Stay a while and listen.
Hey, welcome, Flare. Thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate that. Guys, if you haven't followed yet, I encourage you to do so. Before we hop into this roleplay, I'm going to let Red come back. If you guys need to take a quick bio break to run, empty out any containers,